today's mindful moment. We always hear about how big changes in our lives need huge effort, right? You need to completely turn your life upside down.
Yeah, makes sense.
But what if the most important changes, the ones that really matter, come quietly? So subtly that we barely notice them.
That's a really interesting way to think about it. It's like those little things, the subtle influences that kind of nudge us in a new direction, like a current that slowly changes the course of a river. And then before we know it, everything is different.
Exactly. Our beliefs, our world even, it all shifts, but not with a bang, but with a whisper.
Huh.
And that's what we're diving into today, right? All these excerpts and stories, they show us these little moments, these glimpses of how loyalties change, beliefs evolve. It's like watching the dominoes fall, one subtle push at a time.
Right.
I mean, instead of getting caught up in the huge strategies and the grand schemes, we're going to zoom in. We're going to look at the quiet mechanisms, the subtle gears turning in these stories.
I like that. The quiet gears turning.
And maybe, just maybe, we'll learn something about ourselves along the way, right?
Absolutely. And, within all of these stories, we actually already see those subtle gears turning. Take Father Captain de Soya, right?
Oh, yeah. Good example. He's right at the heart of the Pax, totally embedded in it. Religious leader, military officer, he's all in, the whole 9 yards, right?
Yeah.
And the cruciform.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the symbol of their power, their beliefs, everything.
Right. It's everything to them. And yet, here's this guy, de Soya, slowly starting to question it all.
Yeah, it's not like some sudden epiphany or a dramatic conversion, right? It feels more like a gradual shift. Like spending all that time with Aenea, it's like those conversations chipped away at his certainty,
It's really interesting how sometimes even the strongest convictions, the things we think are unshakable, can be challenged, even changed, not by force, but by connection. Just like by genuinely connecting with another person and their perspective, De Soya's story makes you realize just how powerful those small, quiet influences can be. Like even in the most extreme situations, it's those little nudges that can shift someone's whole world.
And it's not just him, right? I mean, think about what happened after the shared moment.
Oh, yeah, that was huge. It's like the whole society went through a collective reassessment. Suddenly those values, the things they held dear, the choices they were making, it all came into question.
Yeah, it's like that shared experience, that shared moment, whatever it was like this massive catalyst.
Like a reset button?
Yeah. And it makes you think, what's the tipping point? What little thing can cause such a big change in perspective, not just for one person, but for a whole society?
It's mind-blowing, isn't it? And the thing is, it wasn't like a violent revolution or anything. It was a shift in consciousness. Like suddenly what people believed to be true, what they valued, it just changed. And the cruciform, the symbol of the Pax, it was like overnight it became meaningless for so many people. DeRay even says it's only the fools, and he even goes as far as to say cynical, who are still wearing the parasite.
So, the entire power structure of their world, it's shaken to its core, not by force, but by a change in what people believe.
Exactly. And, when you really look at it, even the Pax itself, even the seemingly all-powerful entity, it's not as solid as it looked.
Oh, you're right. There are these little cracks, right? The Holy Office and the Pax fleet, they're supposed to be working together.
Yeah.
But it feels more like they're constantly jockeying for power, like they're trying to outmaneuver each other.
Yeah, and when Cardinal Lord Ducemy starts talking about the papal election, you can practically feel the anticipation in the air, especially among the mercantilist men. It's like they're waiting to see who will come out on top.
It's a power struggle happening right under the surface. All these subtle shifts in allegiance, all these quiet moves to gain control.
Absolutely. It shows that even the most seemingly rigid systems, they're constantly changing, evolving.
Speaking of influence, we've got to talk about Ea, right?
Yeah.
This woman has this incredible ability to connect with people, to influence them, even entire communities. And it's not like she's demanding it or forcing it on anyone.
Yeah, it's almost like she just is, and people are drawn to her.
Right. Like, think about those apprentices at Taliesin West. They come to her for advice, for guidance. And the neo-pagans on Maui Covenant, they accept her. They embrace her. Her impact is massive, but it's always subtle, almost invisible.
It's like she's not trying to control people, but to understand them. And in that understanding, she creates this space for growth, for change.
Which brings us back to that shared moment, right?
Yeah.
Like, how does a subtle shift in consciousness become a tidal wave that sweeps over an entire population? It's incredible.
It's almost like like a collective awakening, you know? And it really makes you realize the power of individual awareness, how even the smallest shift in perspective can ripple outwards and create huge change.
It's like a domino effect, but with thoughts and beliefs.
Exactly. It reminds me of this YouTube channel I came across, Mindful Moments. They do these really cool AI analyses of audiobooks. They're all about finding those subtle themes and hidden meanings, like we're doing here with these stories.
Interesting. And speaking of personal connections, we can't forget about Raul, right? His whole journey is shaped by his bond with Aenea.
Oh, yeah. She's like his anchor, his guiding light through all the craziness.
Right. His life is turned upside down. He's thrown into this wild interstellar adventure. But his connection with Aenea is what keeps him grounded, what gives him the strength to keep going. You can see it in his reactions to her and the way she reassures him. It's a profound bond.
It's like their relationship is this constant source of resilience for him, you know? He goes from being a regular guy to navigating these incredible, almost impossible realities. And it's Aenea who helps him make sense of it all.
Yeah, and it's amazing how he adapts, how he grows. He goes from total bewilderment to actually understanding this new universe, this new reality.
It's a testament to human adaptability, right?
Absolutely. And then you have the ousters living out in space, adapting to that harsh environment. Their whole philosophy, their way of life, it's like a slow, almost invisible transformation of humanity stretching over generations.
Yeah, they've become something entirely different, haven't they? They've evolved in ways we can barely comprehend.
And Aenea even talks about it, right?
Yeah.
She says that evolution is getting more diverse, more complex, especially as humans spread out into space. It's like we're seeing the beginnings of something totally new, totally different.
It's mind-boggling to think about the potential for change. The possibilities are endless.
Even the church and the pacts, these institutions that seem so set in their ways, even they're changing.
Yeah, and it's all because of Aenea and her ideas, even though they try so hard to resist her.
You can see their concern, right? The Pope is worried. The Pax fleet is sent out to crush these rebellions. These big, powerful organizations are reacting to something they can't control, a force for change that's spreading quietly but powerfully.
It's like a ripple effect. Those ideas, those subtle influences, they're spreading outward, challenging the status quo. And even the most powerful institutions in the world can't stop it.
You know, it's fascinating how these big events, like the fall of the core, the Pax Crusade, they create this backdrop, this stage for all these individual transformations to play out.
Yeah, it's like those big events set the scene, but it's the individual stories, the personal journeys that really show us how change happens.
The big picture versus the close-up.
Exactly.
And it makes you realize that even the smallest act of resistance, the quietest decision to stand up for what you believe in, it can have a ripple effect. It can contribute to something much bigger than yourself. Like, remember those people who quietly took off the cruciform after the shared moment?
Oh, yeah, yeah. They didn't make a big show of it. They made a choice.
Right. And who knows how many others they inspired. It's a reminder that even when we feel powerless, our choices matter. Our actions, even the small ones, can contribute to a wave of change.
Absolutely. And you know, even amidst all this chaos and change, there's this sense of hope, of continuity. Aenea comes back. She promises to stay connected. It's like even though the world is in turmoil, these bonds, these connections, they endure. They're stronger than the forces trying to tear them apart.
And when she says she has infinite time, it's like she's telling us that this is just the beginning, that these connections, these influences will continue to shape the future.
It's a beautiful thought, isn't it?
It is. You know, diving into this whole idea of subtle change, it really makes you stop and think. It makes you look at your own life, your own experiences in a whole new way.
You start to see the patterns, the little things that have shaped you, the people who have influenced you, the choices you've made. It's like you start to understand your own story in a deeper way.
And it makes you wonder, you know, what subtle forces are at work in your life right now? What quiet changes are happening that you might not even be aware of?
It's a good question to ask ourselves. Because those small, almost invisible changes, they have the power to lead to something amazing, something truly transformative.
So as you go about your day today, take a moment to think about that. What quiet influences are shaping your world? And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the nature of change, be sure to subscribe to The Deep Dive for more explorations into all sorts of fascinating topics.
Yeah, and tell your friends, share this with anyone who might be interested in understanding the hidden forces that shape our world.
And if you really want to dig deep into these narratives, you know, the ones we talked about today, check out the source material. We'll put a link in the show notes.
And most importantly, Keep thinking critically about what you hear, about how these ideas connect to your own experiences, your own life.
Because that's how we learn, that's how we grow.
And who knows, maybe that's how we create real, lasting change in the world.
Maybe so.